Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello fellas, welcome back. It's me Asy Syifa Aulia Rahmah. I'm a student from class 4D of English Education Department in UIN Syarif Hidayatullah, Jakarta. So today in this opportunity, I will make a summary from the article just like 10 articles that I have read, and also I have made the summary too. So let's go to the summary. Okay, so this is my presentations article summary by Asy Syifa Aulia Rahmah from class 4D. So this is the table of contents that the title from the article that I have read, and also I make the summary. The first article, the title is Strange Days, Adult Physical Activity and Mental Health in the First 2 Months of the COVID-19 pandemic. And the second article, the title is Student and Parent Perspective of the Transitions from Primary to Secondary School for Students with Autism Spectrum Disorder. And the third article, the title is Obesity and COVID-19, the two sides of the coins. And the fourth article, the title is Fats in Foods, Current Evidence for Dietary Advice. And the fifth article, the title is Do Religiosity and Knowledge Affect the Attitude and Intentions to Use Halal Cosmetic Products? Evidence from Indonesia. And then the sixth article, the title is The Home Learning Environment of Primary School Children with Down Syndrome and Those with Williams Syndrome. And the seventh article, the title is The Effect of Educational Game Method on Learning Achievements of 7th grade students with different learning styles. In the eighth article, the title is Intense Beauty Requires Intense Pleasures. And the ninth article, the title is The Impact of COVID-19 on Adolescents with Eating Disorder, a Cohort Study. And the last article, the title is An Exploration of English Students' Attitude Toward Learning English. So actually from this article, I don't think there are some connections from one article to each article others, but if you think from my articles there are the connections, you can comment on the comment sections below and tell me what is the connections. Okay, let's go to the first article. The title is Strange Days, Adult Physical Activity and Mental Health in the First 2 Months of the COVID-19 Pandemic by, oh my god, this is so much, Madeleine George, Najin A. Riazi, Matthew James Fagan, Katie M.D. Sebastiano, Mahabir Kandola, Charlie S. Priby, Katie A. Weathersons, Kelly B. Wooderlich, and also Guy Faulkner. So this article, the purpose of this article is to look into the connections between changes in physical activity and mental health in COVID-19 affected adults. And also the result of this article is this research show that about 60% of adults have fallen within MVPA and causing their psychological distress, greater and lower levels of satisfaction of life. And then next, we have the second article. The title is Student and Parent Perspective of the Transitions from Primary to Secondary School for Students with Autism Spectrum Disorder. So this article written by Karen Steck, Jennifer S. Simons, and William Kinsella. And the purpose of this article is to explore the perceptions of children with ASD or Autism Spectrum Disorder on the topic of which feeders of school environment fit more or less well with their needs as they transferred from primary to secondary school, and also to educate or extend the perspective of people, especially parents and teachers, about the transitions of autistic children from primary to secondary school. And the result of this article is the transitions of ASD or autism spectrum disorder from primary to secondary school will get positive result if the school environment matches the child's need and vice versa. The child will get negative emotions if the school environment is not suitable. Next, we have the third article. The title is Obesity and COVID-19. The Two Sides of the Coins by Drodriker, Sylvia Bettini, Natalie Farpor Lambert, Gemma Furbeck, Rahel Golan, Gusens, Jason Halford, Grace O'Malley, Dana Mullerova, Ximena Ramos Salas, Maria N. Hasapio, John Sagan, Owen Woodward, Volkan Yumuk, and Luca Bussetto. So the purpose of this article is to highlight the main aspect of the impact of the both sides, such as the impact of COVID-19 and the impact of obesity during a pandemic. And the result is the lack of recognition and priority given to obesity as a serious chronic non-communicable disease by most European health systems, despite the fact that obesity negatively affects COVID-19 outcomes, and also if there is a significant reductions or total cancellations of services, healthcare for obesity can pose significant challenges for patients living with the disease. Well, next we have the fourth article. The title is Fats in Foods, Current Evidence for Dietary Advice by Joyce A. Nettleton, Ingeborg A. Brower, Ronald P. Mensing, Connie Dickman, and Gerard Hornstra. And the purpose of this article is to summarize the main scientific evidence underlying the controversy about the relationship between saturated and unsaturated fat consumption and coronary heart disease risk. And the result is fats and fatty acids are not enemies in running a healthy diet or living program. Therefore, people who are on diet program are encouraged to consume more healthy fats such as vegetable oils such as canola, avocado, or soy than animal fats. In addition, choosing to eat more plant-based food can benefit coronary heart disease and overall health. Well, and then next we have the fifth article. The title is Do Religiosity and Knowledge Affect the Attitude and Intentions to Use Halal Cosmetic Products? Evidence from Indonesia by Monica Diviangela, Istiakara Muslicha, Zafira Hanum Ahmad Arif. And the purpose of this article is to investigate the roles of religiosity and knowledge in the formation of attitudes toward halal cosmetic products. The attitude towards halal cosmetic goods will then be researched further to see if it influences the desire to purchase halal cosmetic in Indonesia's domestic cosmetic sector. And the result of this article is religiosity and product knowledge significantly affect attitudes towards the use of halal cosmetic products. Interestingly, product knowledge has a higher impact on attitudes compared to religiosity, and attitudes toward halal cosmetic also show a positive effect on intentions to use halal cosmetic product. Next, we have the sixth article, and the title is The Home Learning Environment of Primary School Children with Down Syndrome and Those with Williams Syndrome by Eddie Caranzato, Andrew Tolmy, and Joe van Herwegen. Well, the purpose of this article is to examine and compare the home learning environments of children diagnosed with Down syndrome and children diagnosed with Williams syndrome in order to investigate whether different cognitive profiles are reflected in reading experiences and numbers in the classroom they host. And also the result of the article is the home learning environment of children with Down syndrome and children with Williams syndrome includes different literacy and math-based activities, and that the home learning environment change based on the child's strengths and weaknesses. Next, we have the seventh article. The title is The Effect of Educational Game Method on Learning Achievements of 7th Grade Students with Different Learning Styles by Emre Yildiz. So the purpose of this article is to determine the effect of the educational game methods on the learning achievement of grade 7 students with different learning styles, and the result is the educational game method significantly improves learning achievement in all learning styles, and there is no statistically significant difference between students' achievement with different learning styles who apply the educational game method. And next, we have the 8th article. The title is Intense Beauty Requires Intense Pleasures by Annie A. Brillman and Dennis G. Pelly. Well, the purpose of this article is actually this article or this study or this research has had 4 goals, such as providing a rating for large groups of image, studying how far these ratings can be attributed to shared taste versus special taste, describing the relations between beauty and 2 component influence such as valence and arousal, and the last is examining further the relationship between beauty and the 2 components of influence. And the result of this article is people who are more anhedonia or in worse spirit, and people who are more anhedonia never give high beauty ratings. Usually, beautiful image produce less intense beauty, but the authors found in this study that ratings of beauty were not related to depressions, and there was no consistent relationship between ratings of beauty and excitement. Okay, now we have the ninth articles. The title is The Impact of COVID-19 on Adolescents with Eating Disorder, a Cohort Study by Wendy Pettigrew, Nicole Obey, Madison Erbach, Stephen Feder, Natalie Finner, Megan A. Harrison, Leanna Easterlin, Amy Robinson, and Mark L. Norris. So the purpose of this article is to determine the characteristic of adolescents who had an eating disorder assessment or ED since the start of COVID-19 pandemic, to compare adolescents who presented for an ED or eating disorder assessment since the start of COVID-19 pandemic with those who presented for a 1-year assessment earlier, and examine the implications of pandemic on system of care. And also the result from this study that as many as 40% of patients assessed in the months following the COVID-19 lockdown cited the pandemic as a direct trigger for their illness, making their eating disorder more severe and acute, necessitating hospitalizations. Finally, the pandemic's evac and subsequent lockdowns have triggered ED or eating disorder in some young people. And the last or the 10th article, we have the article that the title is An Exploration of English Students' Attitude Toward Learning English by Teku Zulfikar, Syarifah Dahliana, and Rizka Amelia Sari. Well, the purpose of this study or this article is to find students' beliefs about English and also to understand students' attitudes, feelings, and behaviors in learning English. And the result of this article is educational students believe that English is an important asset for their future. Most of them stated that English is an interesting subject and provides many benefits for their life. English can help them in their future career, and this is because most fields of study or workforce require certain English language qualifications. Well, I think that's all that I can say today in this video, in this opportunity, in this occasions. Thank you so much for watching and enjoying my video, and see you in another video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.